'Twas Brillig and the slithy toves
did gyre and gimble in the wave.
Oh, Mimsy were the burrows,
and moan the rats outgrain.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that cap. Beware the Jub-Jub bird, and shun the frumious fantasy.
He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the man's own foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in a fish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came rippling through the tunnel wood, and burbled as it came.
Jabberwocky, 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 Jabberwocky.
1, 2, 1, 2, and through. The vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went galumphing back.
Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, Kaloo-Kalay!
He chortled in his joy.
3 cheers for my son. Hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip,
Hooray!
hip hip.
Hooray! 'Twas Brillig and the slithy toves
Did gyre and gimble in the wave.
Or Mimsy where the burrow grows.
And the moon rafts how grey.
Oh, what is this?
The 3 little pigs, Arnie.
Oh, do I do anything?
Yes, you're the stage manager.
Oh, what is that?
The animal I really dig. Above all others is the pig. Pigs are noble, pigs are clever, pigs are courteous. However, now and then to break this rule meets a pig who is a fool. What, for example, would you say if strolling through the woods one day, right there in front of you, you saw a pig who built his house of straw? Of straw!
Yay, straw.
The wolf who saw this licked his lips. He said,
Ah, that pig's had his chips. Little pig, let me come in.
No, not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin.
Then I'll huff, then I'll puff, then I'll blow your house in.
Little pig began to pray, but Wolfie blew her house away. said.
Oh, bacon, pork and ham. Oh, what a lucky wolf I am.
And though he ate the pig quite last, he carefully kept the tail to last. Wolf wandered on, a trifle bloated. Surprise, surprise, for soon he noted another little house of pigs, but this one is built of twigs.
Little pig, let me come in.
No, not by the hairs of my chin.
Then I'll half, and I'll pass, and I'll blow your house in.
He said.
Okay, here we go.
The wolf began to blow, and the pig began to squeal. He cried.
Oh, Wolfie, you've already had one meal. We could talk and make a deal.
The wolf replied.
No, you're now.
And soon the pig was in his belly.
Two juicy little pigs.
He cried.
But I'm still not quite satisfied. Oh, I know how full my tummy's bulging, but oh, how I adore indulging.
So creeping quietly as a mouse, the wolf approached another house. A house which also had inside a little piggy trying to hide.
You'll not get me.
The piggy cried.
I'll blow you down.
The wolf replied.
You'll need
Pig said.
a lot of puff, and I don't think you've got enough.
Wolf puffed and blew, but the house stayed up, as good as new.
If I can't blow it down,
He cried.
I'd have to blow it up instead. I'll come back in the dead of night and blow it up with dynamite.
You brute, I might have known.
So picking up the telephone, she dialed as quickly as she could the number of Red Riding Hood.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and try again.
Hello, who's speaking? Who? Oh, hello, Piggy. How do you do? I need your help, Miss Hood. Oh, help me, please. Do you think you could? I'll try, of course.
Miss Hood replied.
What's on your mind? A wolf!
He cried.
I know you've dealt with wolves before, and now I've got one at my door. My darling pig.
She said.
My sweet. That's something really up my street. I've just begun to wash my hair, but when it's dry, I'll be right there.
A short while later, through the wood came striding brave Miss Riding Hood. The wolf stood there, his eyes ablaze, and yellowish like weird mayonnaise. His teeth were sharp, his gums were raw, and spit was dripping from his jaw. Once more, the maiden's eyelid flickers as she draws the pistol from her knickers. Once more, she hits the vital spot and kills him with a single shot. Pig, peeping through the window, stood and yelled.
Well done, Miss Riding Hood.
Ah, Piglet, you must never trust young ladies from the upper crust. Miss Riding Hood, one note, not only has 2 woolskin coats, but when she travels from place to place, she has a pigskin carrying case. Fast and witches, fast and fairies, 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 fast and witches. Choo choo! All aboard!
Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle, all of the sights of the hill and the plain, fly as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by.
Here is a child who clambers and scrambles all by himself in gathering brambles. Here's a tramp who stands and gazes, and there's the green for stringing the daisies.
Here's a cart run away in the road, lumping along with the man and load.
And here is a mill, and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever.
Oh, hi, how are you? It's been so long. I know. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've got to go. Oh my God, same. Bye. Have you seen the weather? It's so bad. Anyway, I've got to go. See you soon. Bye.
Traveller, knocking on the moonlit door.
And his horse in the silence
Tramped the grasses
of the forest's ferny floor.
And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveller's head.
and he smote upon the door a second time.
Is anybody there? He said.
But no one defended the traveller.
No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his grey eyes,
where he stood, perplexed and still.
But only a host of phantom listeners
that dwelt in the lone house there
stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men.
Stood thronging in the faint moonbeams on the dark stair
that goes down to the empty hall,
hearkening in an air stirred and shaken.
by the lonely traveller's call.
And he felt in his heart their strangeness.
Their stillness, answering his cry.
While his horse moved, cropping the dark turf.
Neath the stars and leafy sky.
For he suddenly smote on the door, even louder, and lifted his head.
Tell them I came! And no one answered. That I kept my word.
He said.
Never the least stir made the listeners.
Though every word he spake
fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house.
From the one man left awake.
Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup.
and sound of iron on stone.
How the silence surged softly backwards when the plunging hooves were gone.
Goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me, from the heels up to the head. I even see him jump before me, so jump right in the play.
The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an empty rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all.
She hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play. It can only make her fun with me in every sort of way. She stays so close beside me. She's a coward, you can see. Shame to stick to Mercy as that shadow sticks to me.
One very early morning, before the sun was up, I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup.
But my lazy little shadow, like an arrant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. done. But she, with a chuckle, replied, but maybe he couldn't, but he could be one. Who wouldn't say so till she tried?
So he buckled right in.
With a trace of a grin on his face.
If she worried, he hid it.
She started to sing.
As she tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and they did it.
Somebody scoffed.
Oh, you never do that.
At least no one ever has done it.
And he took off his hat.
And first thing, we knew she'd begun it.
With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin.
Without any doubting or credit.
He started to sing as he tackled the thing.
That couldn't be done, and she did it.
There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done.
There are thousands to prophesy failure.
There are thousands to point out to you, one by one,
the dangers that wait to assail you.
But just buckle in with a bit of a grin.
Just take off your coat and go to it.
Just starting to sing.
As you tackle the thing.
That cannot be done, and you'll do it.